Everything that lives is designed to end. We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. Is this a curse? Or some kind of punishment? I often think about the god who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle, and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
To list every reason why I believe that Nier Automata is the greatest video game of all time, I would need a script as long as your average PhD dissertation. The runtime of this video would be longer than the runtime of all of the extended versions of Lord of the Rings. Entire generations of people would come and go and I would still be covering just the intro. Okay, that last one was a little bit hyperbolic, but still. I adore this game. I love its message, its breakdown of the human condition. The characters are of the highest writing caliber I've ever experienced. The combat is fun and customizable with varying mechanics and ways to approach situations while retaining that platinum style beat 'em up slash 'em up goodness. The side questing is some of my favorite of any game out there that adds to the world and foreshadows future moments in the main story while covering other aspects of the theme of the game. The world design and aesthetic variety is not overwhelming or jarring, but perfectly paced and spaced and placed to evoke the emotions of ruin and desolation, but in different ways. Hopelessness, but also hopefulness that the game is trying to invoke at any given time. The music is wide and diverse while amplifying the scale of the game and the emotional resonance you as the player experience when playing the game. Care, love, and passion emanates from every corner and every pixel of Nier Automata. The foreshadowing, the plot twists, the emotional heartbreak, the hype moments, the comedy, the balance between the various emotions the game elicits from the player, the choreography, the dynamic switching between various perspectives, enemy design and enemy variety don't give us the appearance of a ton of variety, but because of how tactile and visceral each combat scenario feels on top of how satisfying it is to destroy a machine, the combat never gets old, and I haven't even gotten to the best part yet. The storytelling. There is no game, no movie, no show, no book that I have ever experienced or read or watched or played that has got me as immersed in its world and hooked me to a narrative as deeply as Nier Automata has. I think about this game often and continuously find new things to appreciate. The way the game makes use of the medium that it is in to tell a compelling and emotional and thought-provoking existential narrative. Some games have gotten close to how much I adore this game, particularly the games that came in at 4, 3, and 2 for my top 10 games. But at the end of the day, nothing has caught me like Nier Automata did. I've doubted, sure, maybe some other games would be my favorite. I always end up back at Nier Automata in my number 1 slot. I have tried to refrain from spoilers throughout this series and will continue to do so for this video mostly, but to adequately and properly explain why this game is such a narrative masterclass would require full breakdowns of essentially every scene and section this game has to offer. And those videos will likely come at some point in the future, and some already have, but all I need to say to make some people burst into tears is one single name: Pascal. That is the power of this story. And that is the power of good, thought-provoking, and well-thought-out storytelling. The ability to immerse the player in its world and its theme and its message and to make them truly care about the events of the game. Nier Automata not only achieves that, it thrives on that principle. His wondrous grace has become a god. Become a god. That scene, oh my god. I made an entire video about that scene a long time ago. The story of Adam and Eve, the aforementioned Pascal, Nier Automata, despite being a game whose story is populated by androids and machines, tells a more human and relatable narrative than most other pieces of media that I've ever experienced. What does it mean to be alive? What is the difference between androids and machines? What even is the difference between machines and humans in the first place? Is there a difference at all? What's the purpose of emotions? Can emotions go too far? Can the lack of emotions go too far as well? What does it mean to learn from the past? How do you deal with loss, tragedy, hopelessness, naivety, brutality, ruthlessness? How do you deal with these things that are out of your control? What happens when you experience these emotions yourself? How do you process that? How do you deal with that? The game is a complete and fundamental breakdown of the human condition and rips each singular aspect apart and analyzes it and isn't afraid to give you the game's own perspective on each little bit. The game has a message that it's trying to tell you. It's trying to tell you something. More than something, it has a lot to get off its chest. And you sit there and listen and experience it all because the game is just that compelling and engaging, and they do such a good job at showing you what they mean instead of just lecturing you. And because the game does such an excellent job of showcasing its point, showcasing its emotions, its development, the game plants itself firmly in front of you, grabs your attention, and refuses to let go because you are so hooked on what is going on and what will happen next. It will surprise you, uplift you, and tear you down just to bring you back up again. You'll think the game is going one way when it goes another. You'll think the game is going to end, but then it continues. It makes use of the fact that it's a video game and doesn't use that as a hindrance or an excuse. It tells such a compelling narrative because it's a video game. Because the story was designed from the ground up to be told in the video game medium. With that interactivity, and with all those mechanics that surround it being a video game. Hell, the game makes use of the fact that there's an options menu to further the narrative. Like, what game does that? They are few and far between, and Nier Automata nails it. Hell, one of the most emotional parts of this game that's everyone talked about was how the game uses its save function. I'm not joking about that, by the way. That's how well this game is designed. That's how well it uses each individual aspect of being a video game and uses them to its advantage. Holy crap, if you've played Nier Replicant, by the way, the Emil quest. Oh, the freaking Emil quest. Oh, him yelling, "This pain, this desperation, you know nothing about it!" And then later on, he goes into this entire monologue, talking to himself, and he just yells out, "Because this is the world that my friend tried to save." Oh, talking about a story coming full circle and just having all that character development, all that emotion and intrigue and fascination with these characters, and it all pays off. It all works. Because the game uses every little bit of itself to further what it's trying to tell you, to make itself a more engaging and enjoyable experience. That is what Nier Automata does so well. Nier Automata is a game that you walked into because of cool swords and characters and the robots look neat. And when you walk away, you'll have a smile on your face, questioning what reality is, what it means to be human, on top of a whole plethora of existential questions. But you'll walk away glad that you gave the game a chance, that you played it to its completion. It's not a game for everyone. Absolutely isn't. But if this game clicks for you, even a fraction of the amount that it clicked for me, I think you'll like this game. I know I did. And to close us out, I think one of the best summations about this game comes from the song Machine Hearts by Miracle of Sound on YouTube. And if I don't have a heart, then what is broken? Maybe we were, and to quote, damaged by design. And for these reasons and many more, that is why Nier Automata is my favorite game of all time. Thank you all for tuning into this series. We've come a long way since the start of this series that, funnily enough, began as a celebration of the channel hitting 500 subscribers. And now we're north of 680. It's crazy to think about. Thank you all. Please leave a comment down below with your favorite game of all time and why it's your favorite. I'd love to hear your thoughts and read your stories. And until next time, if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. And click the bell to be notified when I upload in the future. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.